Aliens are commonly depicted as gray, green, or tall beings. Whatever your imagination is like, you can be sure it'll be different from anything on Earth. This might sound weird, but the world is just full of strange-looking animals. In fact, there are some that are even more bizarre than your average alien. Check out these 20 examples and have a laugh. Number 20. Felimare Picta. The Felimare Picta is a sea slug that comes in bright and colorful variations. They're fairly small, only growing to about 8 inches long, and live in subtropical waters, particularly around the Mediterranean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. They're mollusks, which are kind of like snails. They don't, however, have a shell that protects them, so they have to resort to other tricks, like literally sweating acid. Is that alien enough for you? Number 19. The black bat flower. The black bat flower has quite a literal name. The plant is entirely black, with creepy long whiskers coming out from the sides. Plus, it has flowers that could easily be mistaken for bats sleeping upside down. These flowers grow up to 12 inches long, while its whiskers can grow up to 28 inches. This is the kind of plant that only looks appropriate in your garden when Halloween comes around. Number 18. The devil's tooth. The devil's tooth, also known as the bleeding tooth fungus, is a grotesque sight to behold. It looks like a chewing gum or tooth that is leaking blood. Rest assured, however, the red substance is actually sap, not blood. The devil's tooth can be found in North America or Europe, and it's a non-edible fungus. But looking like that, I bet no one would try to eat it, even if they could. Number 17. Hydnora Africana. The Hydnora Africana is unlike any other plant you've ever seen. It has a fleshy flower that emerges from underground, a scaly skin, and it smells like dung. Literally. That's because the Hydnora Africana wants to attract the dung beetle. An unsuspecting dung beetle usually crawls inside of the Hydnora, which then closes up, trapping the insect. But rather than killing it, the plant just keeps the beetle prisoner for a bit while it loses bodily fluids and pollinates the flower. After some time, the Hydnora lets the dung beetle go. It might still be alive, but it's certainly traumatized for life. Number 16. Strangler Fig. The Strangler Fig is named after the way this fig grows on their host trees. They wrap around their host, sucking the tree's nutrients for themselves. This often leads to the tree's death. In a way, they're very similar to the vines in the second season of Stranger Things. They slowly take over the land, corrupting it along the way and using it for their own benefit. Thankfully, unlike in Stranger Things, the actual Strangler Fig has yet to develop the habit of attacking humans. For now, at least. Number 15. Buddha's hand. The Buddha's hand is a fruit that is segmented into finger-like sections. For some experts, it looks similar to some depictions of Buddha's hand. For the ignorant, it looks more like it's growing giant fat yellow tentacles. Unlike many other things showcased in this video, the Buddha's hand actually has a pleasant fragrance. This probably explains why our ancestors decided to cultivate the plant and not destroy completely, even though it looks like a hostile invader from another planet. Number 14. Sea pig. The sea pig is a slug-like creature that is part of the sea cucumber family. Although they don't look that much like pigs, they earn their name due to their pinkish hue and plump little legs. Sea pigs can eventually grow into a variety of different shapes. The sea pigs aren't that big and could easily fit in the palm of your hand, growing up to 6 inches long. They can only be found 3,000 feet below the ocean surface, so it's unlikely that you'll ever meet this pink little alien fella. Number 13. Pink see-through Fantasia. The pink see-through Fantasia is a sea cucumber that leaves nothing to the imagination. That's because you can literally see its mouth, intestine, and anus all from the outside. This not-so-shy creature was discovered recently in 2007. It lives at a depth of roughly 8,200 feet. Like other deep-sea creatures, it also emits light. The soft glow of the Fantasia even highlights its intestines when you see it in motion. It can look like an alien creature floating in outer space rather than the dark deep sea. Number 12. Doll's Eye. The doll's eye is a plant that grows in a creepy blood-red stalk and has berries that look like eyeballs. You could see this type of plant growing on a hostile alien planet. Thankfully, the eyes don't really move, since Mother Nature isn't that intent to terrify us. They aren't, however, completely harmless. If eaten, these eyeball berries could cause a heart attack or even death. Number 11. Devil's Claw. While still the ground, the devil's claw looks like an alien spider laying on its back, with its long tentacles spreading out. It's also similar to the headcrab creatures from the Half-Life games. It gets worse though, especially if they are on your feet. The Devil's Claw seed pod is actually designed to latch onto your feet. They use it as a way of transportation. Can you imagine having one of those alien-looking tentacles latching onto your feet? That's good old-fashioned nightmare fuel, right? Number 10. Cedar apple, rust fungus. The cedar apple, rust fungus could have easily inspired many sci-fi movies where a parasite slowly takes over an organism. The transformation is truly fascinating, albeit gross-looking. First, the fungus takes over the apple or cedar tree and tiny galls start appearing on the fruit. Then after a while, a pimple-like structure bursts out. These structures eventually develop into a gelatinous orange protrusion. The end result is a fruit that is unrecognizable and very alien-looking. Number 9. Passion flower. Okay, let's take a break from the horrible monstrosities for a little bit. After all, alien planets aren't just supposed to be scary, they can also be beautiful, wonderful places. And the passion flower would very easily fit in one of those planets. The passion flower is a perennial vine that has a beautiful and intricate look with showy white and purple scented flowers. The passion flower isn't just pretty to look at, however. Its leaves can be used to make a tea that helps with anxiety. If you ever find any of the things from this list in the wild, hopefully it will be the passion flower. Number 8. Horned melon. The horned melon seems like a fruit straight out of an exotic alien planet, like the one in Avatar. It's bright yellow with its outsides filled with small horns. Inside, it has a strong green color, and it is packed with seeds. In fact, the horned melon looks so alien that it made an appearance in an episode of Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. In the show, they called it a Golana melon. So there you have it, the horned melon is also Hollywood famous. Number 7. The blue dragon sea slug. The blue dragon sea slug is far from what many would think of when they hear the word slug. It has a bright blue color and a great number of appendages that look like misshapen fingers. They are really tiny at around 1.2 inches in length. Unlike most sea slugs, the blue dragon doesn't crawl along the bottom of the ocean. They actually swallow an air bubble and float just under the surface of the water. This makes them look like a spider walking on water, which has probably scared many people before. Number 6. Devil's finger or octopus skinhorn. The devil's finger is an aptly named fungus that brings us right back to the hellscape of scary-looking alien plants. First of all, the fungus hatches from leathery eggs. Not that different from the xenomorph eggs in the Alien franchise. As the devil's finger grows, they reveal bright red, scary-looking tentacles. To add insult to injury, the plant also exudes the smell of rotten flesh. The reason they do that isn't to make us poop our pants, but in hopes to attract flies that will carry their spores elsewhere. Thus, pooping our pants is just a side effect. Number 5. Promachoteuthis Sulcus. The Promachoteuthis Sulcus is a squid that has 2 large tentacles, 8 arms, and last but not least, human-like dentures. That's right, it's a squid with teeth. Well, actually, those aren't real teeth. They're circular fold of soft tissues that are more akin to lips. Not much else is known about this squid, since only a single specimen has ever been captured. One thing is certain, you don't need to be afraid of it. This squid only lives in the depths of the sea and is very tiny, being 1 inch long. The pictures alone, however, might haunt your dreams for a while. Number 4. Rafflesia Arnoldii. The Rafflesia Arnoldii or corpse flower is a huge plant that has that name because it smells like decaying flesh. Much like the devil's finger, it uses it to attract flies. With leaves that can grow up to 3.5 feet in diameter, the corpse flower also has a pretty big hole in the middle where the odor exudes from. This plant also has the distinction of being the largest single flower in the world. Another fun fact. It is reported that the corpse flower inspired the look at the Pokémon on Vileplume. But Vileplume looks way less scary than its real-world inspiration, thankfully. Number 3. Sarcastic Fringe Head. The oddly named Sarcastic Fringe Head resembles a real-life version of the predator. These foot-long fish can widen their mouth to an incredible length, displaying their needle-like teeth. When 2 rival fringe heads wrestle, they press their mouths against each other, which makes it look like they're kissing. However, they're merely assessing who is the biggest and therefore most dominant fish. If you ever find yourself exploring the sea, make sure you don't go around poking into every crevasse. Otherwise, you might have a nasty surprise waiting for you. Number 2. Atolla Jellyfish. Many examples on this list look like alien creatures. But the Atolla jellyfish actually looks like an alien mode of transportation. They are a dead ringer for a spaceship, deep red in color. These UFO jellyfish are fairly common, living 2,200 feet below the surface. The Atolla is also bioluminescent, meaning it emits light. This works as a defense mechanism. When attacked by a predator, the jellyfish emits a flurry of bright flashes. The lights attract bigger fish that go after the Atolla's predator. This way, the jellyfish has a chance of escaping. Before I reveal the most outrageous example in this list, I'd like to remind you to subscribe this channel. We upload amazing fact-filled videos every day, so don't miss out on learning some amazing new information. Also hit that bell icon for notifications on more amazing fact-filled videos. Number 1. Bobbit Worm. The bobbit worm is a scary creature. First of all, the bobbit worm gets its name from a case involving a woman named Lorena Bobbit, a knife, and well, a worm-like part of the male body. The bobbit worm can be around 10 feet long and has a jaw so powerful that they can slice a fish too. The way they hunt is also frightening. The bobbit worm burrows into the sea and leaves only a small part of its body above the surface, waiting for unsuspecting prey. When they wander by, the worm lunges out, grabs the fish, and drags it underground. They resemble the graboid creature from the movie Tremors. But thankfully, the worm isn't interested in Kevin Bacon or any other humans, just fish. So, what did you think? What was the thing you thought most looked like an alien? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. Thanks for watching.